3 lessons everyone should learn in their 20s. The beginning. At 22 years old, Ethan stood at the threshold of adulthood, diploma in hand, dreams swirling in his mind like autumn leaves in the wind. Born and raised in a small countryside town, he had always believed that a degree was the golden key to success. With a backpack full of hopes, he left the only world he knew and moved to the bustling city. The city was overwhelming. The skyscrapers seemed to touch the heavens. The streets buzzed with 1,000 languages, and every person he passed appeared to be in a hurry to chase their ambitions. Ethan was just another face in the crowd, another dreamer with stars in his eyes. He landed his first job at a promising startup. The office was vibrant, filled with passionate people who spoke in a language of innovation and disruption. Ethan poured his heart and soul into the job, often staying late, fueled by instant noodles and ambition. He believed that with enough effort, success was inevitable. Lesson 1. Failure is not the end, it's the beginning. But life, as it often does, had other plans. 6 months into his job, the startup collapsed. The dream team disbanded, the investors pulled out, and Ethan found himself sitting alone in a coffee shop, staring at his empty inbox. His world, which had seemed so full of promise, crumbled into uncertainty. For weeks, Ethan sank into despair. The walls of his tiny apartment seemed to close in on him. He questioned his worth, his choices, and even the path he had chosen. Was he simply not good enough? Had he wasted years chasing a foolish dream? One rainy evening, while scrolling through old messages, he stumbled upon a text from Noah, his childhood friend. Success isn't built on victories. It's built on failures you choose to learn from. Those words stirred something deep within him. Ethan realized he had 2 choices: to let failure define him or to let it refine him. Choosing the latter wasn't easy. It meant swallowing his pride, accepting that mistakes were part of the journey, and daring to dream again. He took odd freelance jobs to survive and spent nights learning new skills online. Slowly, he rebuilt his confidence, piece by piece. Failure, he learned, wasn't a tombstone. It was a stepping stone. Lesson 2. You can't please everyone with time. Ethan found a new job at a reputable company. Determined to prove himself, he became the yes man. Need someone to stay late? Ethan would do it. Extra tasks? Ethan would handle them. Family gatherings, friends' birthdays, personal downtime. He sacrificed them all in an attempt to win approval. At first, people praised his dedication, but soon they started taking it for granted. Expectations grew heavier, and Ethan grew wearier. One evening, after canceling yet another dinner with his mother, he found a note she had left him years ago tucked inside a book. "Remember, my son, you can't pour from an empty cup. Take care of yourself first." The words hit him harder than he expected. For the first time, Ethan paused and asked himself, whose life was he living? The next day at work, when asked to take on another project outside his scope, Ethan politely declined. It felt foreign, almost rebellious, but it also felt liberating. Learning to set boundaries didn't make everyone happy. Some colleagues frowned, a few friendships cooled, but Ethan felt lighter, more authentic. He was finally living for himself, not for the endless expectations of others. Lesson 3. Happiness is found in the small things. As the years passed, Ethan climbed the career ladder steadily. He wasn't famous. He wasn't outrageously wealthy. But he was content. He found joy in morning jogs at the park, the smell of fresh coffee, random conversations with strangers, and quiet evenings reading on his balcony. He learned that happiness wasn't a distant goal achieved through grand success. It was woven into the fabric of everyday life. He traveled to small towns, volunteered at shelters, laughed over simple meals with friends. He watched sunsets without reaching for his phone. He listened, really listened, to the people around him. One evening, as he sat watching the city lights twinkle from his modest apartment, Ethan thought about his 22-year-old self. The boy who thought success was a straight road paved with accolades. He smiled. The real treasures he realized weren't the medals or the milestones. They were the small victories, the quiet resilience, the simple joys that made every stumble worthwhile. Conclusion. Turning 30, Ethan wasn't the man he thought he would be when he first stepped into the city. he was better. Life had taught him. Failure was not the enemy, but a faithful teacher. Pleasing everyone was a fool's errand. Happiness was not a destination, but a daily choice. And as he blew out the candles on his birthday cake, surrounded by true friends and a heart full of gratitude, Ethan knew this truth. Your 20s aren't about having everything figured